normally you don't have presentation of an endgame because it's very boring. And maybe it should be boring, I don't know. But it's still very, very important. My friend Kira, who's not able to be here now, he was once asked by a young thriving chess player what should he do in order to improve his chess in the most efficient way. And I was standing next to international master Kira, and I was saying, yeah, you have to learn tactics. You have to learn how to attack the king, combinations that will bring you forward in the fastest way. But no, international master Kira, he was answering, study endgames. That was his best advice to this guy asking him how to best improve in chess. And probably he's right, and I'm wrong. So, of course, he has about 300, 400 points, 8 points better than me, so he must know. Studying endgames is the way to improve your chess in the most efficient way. And today we're going to look at Rook endgames. Why Rook endgames? Again, this is the most common endgame in chess. Most endgames are Rook endgames. Not pawn endgames or bishop endgames. Rook endgames happen to happen the most frequent, around every 10th game on a master level ends in a Rook endgame. So it's vital, it's very important that you know the basic positions in Rook endgames. And why are most endgames Rook endgames? Does anybody have an idea? Queens go away? Yeah. That's one. Yeah. The slowest piece point can go from here to here in one move. That's not slow. No, but I mean, I think I know what you both want to say. The Rook is very special. I mean, the knight is very special. Leaving alone the knight, the Rook is the only piece that cannot move diagonally. If you think about it, the bishop moves diagonally, the queen moves diagonally, the king moves diagonally. Even the pawns, they have to capture diagonally. The Rook cannot. That makes this piece a very clumsy piece. Yeah? It cannot move diagonally, only left and right, horizontally and vertically. So it's a very clumsy piece, and that's the reason why, and that's part of your answer, why it typically survives to the end game most often. Because the other pieces are more easily to exchange. Yeah? They can move in all different directions. The bishop has a counter bishop and so on. But the Rook is very clumsy and is not so easy to exchange. Of course, there are exceptions. If you play the French exchange variation, where there's only one line open, then for sure your Rook is going to be exchanged on this one open line. But in general, the Rook survives to the end game because it's just very clumsy, not very mobile. But it's fast.
But isn't it moving vertically? Diagonally, when you're going vertical and then diagonally, you're getting it across the board.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's slow, you get across the board very quickly. It's a very powerful piece.
Yes.
No, I'm not saying it's very powerful. It can cut off the king very easily, very effectively. But it just cannot move diagonally in one move, so there are less chances for it to get exchanged.
But when you're thinking 3-4 moves at a time, I'll move it down here, move it over here, and move it over. You're moving diagonally over time.
Over time. Yeah. In many moves, In many moves you sort of get along. But that's the reason why I think the Rook endgame happen most of the time in master games. And that's why we're going to look at it today. And I'm going to talk about the two basic Rook positions that you, John, mentioned already. The Lucina position and the Philidor drawing position. These are the two basic positions that every chess player should know. And we just start now with the Lucina position. That's it. That's the so-called Lucina position, named after Luis Lucina, Spaniard. Actually, it's a wrong name for the position, because in his chess book he didn't even mention the position, he didn't analyze it at all. There was just some translation mistake that made his name get linked to the this very important position. He has nothing to do with the position. He didn't have to look. He didn't look at it ever. Philidor is different. There, Philidor really analyzed his position. So the Lucina position. Lucina position. White has the extra pawn, and the question is always, can he queen this extra pawn? Yes or no. If he queens it, normally White will win. And Black has to stop this queening. So looking at this position, who thinks that Black can draw the position? Nobody thinks Black can draw the position. Who thinks that White might win?
Will win.
Might win.
Will win.
What do you say? You have to have an opinion.
White has the advantage right now.
Do you think White might win or?
Really? Yeah. White.
You think White can win? Okay. Who knows? Who knows White will win?
When is it White will win?
Yeah, it doesn't matter very much, but yeah, here White is to move. Okay, so this is a winning position, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Also, you know it.
Questions? You want me to ask questions first? So who has to guess? Who's supposed to do the good? Well, that's a better version of us.
Yeah, I'm going to put it to the test. That's okay. Just the Lucina position is, you know, you cannot find the move so easily. You have to get instructed. Yeah, I know you're good, but the Lucina. I'm going to ask you a question. Don't worry. We try to make this as interactive as possible. So the problem is, the White king controls the promotion square. That's good. That's good news. But the bad news is, the White king is cut off and cannot move. Black Rook is taking the A file, and this king is preventing him to move the C file. So our main problem is to get the White king out. How do we do it? Check. The king has to go away, and now we have the chance to move the king out. So the way this position is won is, we bring the rook to the fourth rank. We're going to see soon why it's a fourth rank. And now it's black move. Remember black moves now. Black moves, yeah. How can black make it as difficult as possible? Rook B2. Okay, going behind the pawn. Now that makes it easy actually, because now I can move the rook here, and the king will easily move up. You see what happens next? King goes closer again, but the king found the A file.
Now the king goes closer to the pawn, so he can kill the
King goes closer to prevent the promotion, but we have this check. King cannot stay there, has to go away and we queen. Yeah? So this is actually the easy way. So if the rook leaves the A file, then we gladly take it and just promote in 2 or 3 moves. That's the easy case. Okay, what else? Another defense. King cannot get closer. So why don't we just stay on the A file, huh? So now the king cannot go to the A file and goes the other way, coming out of his hole, and we check.
Good check.
Check. Check. Check. And now that's why we go to the fourth rank. We can move the rook in between, and now White and Black cannot prevent the queening anymore. This is called the bridge. This phrase was coined by Nimzowitsch. I see why he's calling the bridge. Sort of in the middle of the board, White is building a bridge. Yeah. So this is the winning procedure. Let's look at it again. Check, so that the black king has to go away. We go to the fourth rank. We stay here. King moves out. Give a check. Give a check. King cannot move forward. Yeah, has to protect the pawn. And now, from the check we saw, this check now here doesn't bring anything. We saw it now. Yeah? The bridge will be built. So what black can do is nothing. right? How does white proceed now? Any idea? So there's no bridge building on the fourth rank. Rook to d5. What's the idea? Yes, very good. We're just building the bridge on the fifth rank. Exactly. That's exactly the plan. If the fourth rank is not needed, we move the rook to the fifth rank and build the bridge here. Very easy. Good. So let's make it even more difficult. So instead of moving the rook, we move the king here. Is rook d5 still possible?
No.
Rook d5 is not possible. Why?
Because rook would check.
No, if you check it, we can.
I don't check. Rook takes pawn.
Yes, rook takes pawn, exactly.
If he points the king away from the protector.
That's it. That's a draw. No winning. So, we have to have another plan. So, if the king moves here, king prevents now this fifth rank idea. But we have other ideas. What can we do? Yeah? C7. Yeah, well, then we get to check again. That doesn't bring much. Well, we have several ideas actually. One of them is we just give one more check. The king has to move away, and now we go to the fifth rank. Or if the king goes here, okay, this is immediately a win, yeah. Another idea, very simple idea, is we just move the rook here. And then the king goes to c7, and queening is unpreventable.
Right.
Right? Question?
So the key is to position your rook to the middle rank.
Yeah, the key
Yes.
is to position my rook on the fourth rank.
Okay.
That's the key. So we give the check, king just goes away, and then we go on the fourth rank. Any questions? Okay, well, I don't make it that easy. What about it's black to move, and black is just occupying the fourth rank itself. What then? Sorry, it's here.
So the number.
So obviously now we cannot go to the fourth rank.
File, yeah, rank
Check.
and file.
King goes away. Let's try it. So we try to we invent the queen now.
He's got to check.
Check. It's ready to queen now.
Got to check again.
Check. Where can we go? Only c6. So if you would do one more check, then we are through, yeah?
Right, right.
So no more check, the king moves again. Exactly, all the way down. Now the queening is again unavoidable. So the king actually has to stay here to protect the square. So what next? Remember, if the fourth rank doesn't work, and it doesn't work here, take the other one. We take the fifth rank. And again, now the bridge on b5 is unavoidable, unstoppable. Alright? Easy. So again, to summarize, we take the fourth rank, and if black is making problems, is not allowing that for whatever reason, we try the fifth rank and build the bridge. Now, what about if white rook pawn? Yeah, rook pawn comes later. Yeah. So I mean, this is the Lucina position. Lucina is from the B to the G pawn, and the rook pawn is very different. We come to that in a moment. Okay. Question: if white doesn't know and by mistake is moving the rook to the fifth rank, would that also work? here, and if the king really takes the rook, then big queen, and that should be one. Right? So the thing is, even if you put the rook on the 5th rank instead of the 4th rank, white will still win. It's just not so convenient because either we move away and then we correct our mistake and say, oh, okay, I meant the 4th rank. That's right. But if you insist on doing something on the 5th rank, then you have to deal with this endgame. Queen against move. Well, of course it's move. If for whatever reason we if we move here, then can try to check. Goes back. And then we just cover it. And again we're going to queen. So in other words, the 4th rank is the way to go, but the 5th rank also works. It's just a little bit longer and more complicated. All right. That is the Lucina. And it doesn't matter if the pawn is on F, D, E, or G. That's very much the same. Now let's look at the positions that look like a Lucina, but it's not quite like a Lucina position. Let's see if you find the winning moves here. Okay. So this would be the Lucina position, yeah? We know this is one. Now the rook is here, and black to move. What can black do here? Black wouldn't move back here because it's the Lucina and lost.
All the way down there.
Check. Check from the side. You can only go here. Check from the side. Next move. D8. D8 is the same. D8. Check from the side. Runs towards the rook. Check from the side. Now it's bad. We have to protect the pawn. We have to go back. So indeed, one of the most important topics in rook endings is shelter. The white king has no shelter here, no place to hide. The checks from the side are deadly. It cannot go anywhere. So this position here, also it looks very similar to the Lucina position. That's indeed a draw. Black can give endless checks from the side and white will not be able to win.
Get a queen.
So you have to keep your guard up. This position looks very similar. One is draw, one is lost, so you have to really pay attention to details. This is one, this is the Lucina position. And this one, if it's black to move, it's a draw because of the check from the side. What if it's white move, what would white play to win? Check, okay, very easy. So I go to over here.
That's mate.
Yeah. And you use your own pawn as a shield. Yeah, exactly. So this is easily won if it would be white's turn. But it's black turn, and the problem is no shelter from the checks from the side. What about if we move the pawn a little bit to the left? Does it change anything?
Same
Black to
thing.
move. This is one? Yeah. Okay, you show me. I give you a check. Okay, move it and tell me. What's the move?
C7.
Yeah, check.
Yeah, it's pretty much a draw.
C8, check. Rook, attacking the pawn.
Now that's a win for white.
Back to C7. Yeah, that's it. Very easy. Now
Yeah.
it goes through. story, right?
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. I tried just to make a little bit nicer. No, of course, it's one. Yeah, there's not enough space for the checks from the side. Yeah, you're absolutely right. In this case, shelter is not needed. The king can move towards the rook and win by itself without the help of the rook. Okay, so what these examples should show you is that you have to pay attention to details very much. You know, it matters if there are 3 squares or 4 squares to the left. Yeah.
King has to be on the short side of the ball.
Yeah, no,
Since it becomes on the long side, that's why the rook has
no, this rule with a short and long side, we come to that in a minute. That's a different position. Here it's just, the topic here is shelter. You need, the king has to have some shelter. And it doesn't have. Alright, so this is Lucina-like position. No, not quite. And it makes a big difference where the rook is. Okay, let's look at some real life positions where players try to reach the Lucina position for real. Let's see. Alright. So the single game, Anderson against Anderson, of course, the famous chess player. So Anderson is white, and he's a pawn up, and he tries to get to the Lucina position. So what might be a good move for white? Yeah, E4. Huh? E4. 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 I'm taking this pawn twice. What can black do? It can only take back, right? I mean, if it moves forward, it loses another pawn. So black is forced to take
Good
it.
thing.
Next move. We take it back.
Yes.
And I don't know if you see it, but this is already the Lucina position. Very close to it. You know, actually, in fact, black played one more move. King moved here, and then black resigned. Because you will get to the Lucina position, right? There's no way that you can avoid this one. And this is Lucina. So, you know, this is fantastic. I mean, it is not actually the Lucina position, but it's players see and know the Lucina position is unavoidable. I resign. Okay? You know, there's no way that they can prevent this position, which is exactly the Lucina. Okay, another real life example. But this one, I promise you, will be more tricky. All right. Again, a real life example. It's more geometry. Okay, so we know who's the move. What's the only move? So white is threatening checkmate. Actually, we are very. The Lucina position would be if we chase away this black king somehow and get here. That would be the Lucina position. Yeah. So we try to get to this. So it's white. It's
Black to move.
So it's only king c8 is the only move to avoid checkmate, right? So then no, pawn ending would be lost, right? So the pawn ending would be lost. The exchange end. So you cannot do that. King c8 is the only move. Now the next move is very obvious. We can check because we want to get the black king out. We want to swap it to the white king. So now we are actually very close to the Lucina position, right? It would be nice to have it like this, then no problem. Right here, the problem is the rook is having an eye on this pawn. So what can white play? So now I need your check. Check? I go back. That's not what we want.
King A6.
King?
King A6.
King A6. Okay, check.
King
Oh,
A6.
sorry. Huh?
King A6, yeah.
King A6. Okay. King comes closer.
Rook,
That's not what we want.
Rook H7.
Huh?
Rook H7 check.
No, H4, right? H4.
No, that's what we want the blacking away. Okay, so this one, King H6 just allows the black to get closer. That's not what we want. Any ideas? Bring the rook on the c5. How do you do this? How do you do this? No, I would love this. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. How? Come on, any ideas?
What's the objective? What do you want me to do?
I'm looking for a white move. A white move. So that we can move the pawn forward. Take the pawn, okay. Take the pawn is a nice idea because the king can move now. But the problem is the black king goes back. That's not what we want. King to A6. King goes closer. That's not what we want.
Check. King H7 check. I mean, Queen, I'm sorry, Rook H7 check.
Yeah, but
Rook B7 check.
no, we want the king out. E7. E7. That's white to move. King to C5. Not what we want. We don't want the black king back to the BC promotion square. BC. We want the king to be here. Any ideas? Actually, in the real game, rook to B8. What's the idea? Yeah, that's the right move, but I'm not sure you have the right idea. The problem is we want to protect this pawn. That's the idea. The rook protecting this pawn. So the next move, it's white. If it would be white to move, what would white move now? White move now. If it's his move.
King A7.
King A7, exactly. Now we can move the king. Yeah, and we get closer to Lucina position. So exactly, that's the right move. Very good. So. Okay, what can black do? It should not much, right? Yeah, nothing. And that's why oh, this one you mean? Or we just wait, yeah? Let's see what happens. So next move.
Check.
King goes closer.
Push the pawn.
Check.
Check.
And that's how you go down.
Moving the king away. And
Push the pawn.
king B7, Lucina position. Yeah, that's exactly what we have to do. Lucina, we have to stop it. That's it. Okay, good.
When the king didn't go right, then they were trying to go over there. That file,
Just move. Okay. Check, check, and then move again, yeah? Any other ideas for that? Anyone?
King B7.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we want. We want to move the pawn forward. No, it doesn't. It's good for us. This move is helping us. That's what we want anyway.
Okay, so back then.
And behind the pawn, that's what we had. The king goes here. And now move the king closer. That's exactly what we had. Check. Up. And now, of course, we cannot play that, huh? Checkmate.
Yeah.
So we have to give this immediate move. Now the king has to go away and Lucina. Okay, so that was a little bit more tricky, but it's always the goal to get to the Lucina position.
So it's black move. You just moved in front of your pawn, right? You just moved in front of your pawn. You said you see that.
No, I have to move this one.
Yeah, I was going to say, what makes pawn? There's no.
Okay. So everybody sees that this one would be a costly mistake or a draw. So this one, and then Lucina. Okay? Good. Any questions about the Lucina position? Now you asked before, what about the rook pawn? Yeah, and we're going to look at it now. Let's see. That's somehow resembling the Lucina position here. The king is in front of the pawn. But the problem is, it's a rook pawn. It's the h pawn. So the king can only go to one side. What do you think? Is it more easy to win or less easy to win now? Yeah, it's kind of less easy to win now. Because we don't have two sides when one king can go. So let's see. You take. Let's see. I try to win nevertheless. So I give the check. Just like Lucina. We chase the king away. Now, hooray, the king goes up. Similar to Lucina. What's the next move?
Rook G2.
Rook G2 check, of course. We don't like it. Okay. I go here so that I can move forward the pawns. That's fine. What's the next move? Why not?
Rook.
Let's play this one.
Yeah.
I take the pawn. Why not? Okay. Yeah, I mean, you just take the pawn. So, I mean, if one is protecting the pawn, then